Attorney Jonathan Elson, reminding you that if you've been injured in an auto accident, it's important to have somebody on your side. When you need a lawyer,
then you need Nelson.
I am truly blessed. I am married to one of those first responders, a New York City retired police officer, who was there on that day. And I have to tell you how our lives changed. So for each and every one of you, please remember to think of that. Thank you, thank you, law enforcement. I can't believe that 18 years ago how my life changed. And Phyllis, yes, I didn't know my husband was coming home as he pulled out body after body. My son had just gotten out of the Navy. I didn't know if he was going back. So for this day, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And all I could say is God bless each and every one of you.
It's a somber event. It's remembering everything that's bad in the world and how it impacts good people and people who are there to do good and help others. And it's something that just everyone has their own personal experiences and personal beliefs regarding it. One of the things that concerns me is we sometimes lose sight that this is history is still in the making. We still have a lot of people that are dying from cancer as a result of their exposure. Most of them being emergency responders, police and firefighters who are out there just simply trying to rescue and recover their brothers and sisters at 9/11. You know, it's simply just not a New York City event. It's obviously in Washington and in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I don't know, it's not an easy day. There's people to thank for recent legislation that has gone through at the federal level to help those responders and their families. And, you know, quite frankly, Jon Stewart, an actor and comedian, I was so moved by his presentation and his fortitude on such issues, and we sincerely thank him.
What do you tell your fire crews on a day like today?
Situational awareness, making sure that we're keenly aware of everything that's going on around us, be prepared. You know, we try our best to equip them with the best equipment possible, the best training, and just to ensure that no matter what happens across the relay, we're going to have each other's backs, and we're going to make sure that they come home safe to the very best of our ability. But there is always that understanding that none of us may, and we're willing to do that as part of the deal. It's one of the reasons I don't actually speak at this event is, number one, it's very personal to me, and number two is that I don't want to take away from my other assigned duties regarding 9/11 and getting those messages out to our crews. So I like to kind of wait till the end when I'm done my part over at the apparatus and on the radio, as you mentioned, and then I can just simply bring our responders up and, you know, and show these are the people that are out there doing it each and every day, whether they're sleeping, you know, our citizens are sound asleep or on holidays. There's always a layer of protection out there for them. It's the greatest thing, the greatest part for me is to bring them up and say, these are the names and the faces, and not simply just, you know, recognize them as the fire department or law enforcement or search and rescue. These are the people who wear those T-shirts and wear those uniforms, and they're the ones that are willing to drop everything at a moment's notice and go out there and help, and I just can't say enough about that.
We do this every year to commemorate the fallen. We thank very much Chief Lewis, not only for having come to New York 18 years ago, but for being here today. It makes it so very special to have that Fire Engine 1, Tower 1 fire engine, whatever it is, with the flag to be part of our ceremony. It's such a very emotional thing for me, but the speakers really were motivational. I was so thrilled with Sheriff Worley's being here in the Color Guard. And Mr. Arabia, just if he doesn't even know us, and coming out today to do this little speech, I'm very, very touched. And I want everybody to remember the people who went to work that day and did not come home.